Hi everybody, I'm Blayne Tyler, come to you again from Northeastern Ontario. Okay, this week, Friday, October 20th, around 3 p.m., Roger Patterson, Bob Gimlin witness, got his famous Bigfoot footage, as explained coming up. Just give you a brief. Um, they went to Bluff Creek for about a month. This is the last week of 4 weeks, I think, 3, 4 weeks there. And Bob went out in the morning, came back. Roger slept in, but then was gone. And then they both met up and decided to go ride into another area. So they're riding down this trail that runs to a creek. Near the creek is a down tree system with a big root system that's adjacent to the creek. That's blocking the view from, I guess, the north side. And they ride around it, and the creek kind of goes in a Y, and in the middle there's a bit of an island thing going on. And that's where they spot Patty kneeling down at the creek getting a drink, I guess. And the horses freak out. Roger tries to get off the horse, falls, gets up, grabs his camera from the saddlebag, and proceeds to chase after Patty. And I'll get more into that with some pictures and some animation I borrowed from Outdoor Life Network. I don't even know if they're still around, but I'll try to give everybody credit. MK Davis did a lot of work. I don't know if any of this footage is his. I don't think so. He did the stabilization, but Bill Munns did a lot of early analyzation on the film, and other people. Daniel Perez went there and one time found the actual film site, made from other people from California. But let's answer a question, age-old question: why can't someone film another Sasquatch like that? Well, it's several key points that made the footage rare. Was first of all, a few years earlier, they were putting a road in there. A crew was working on it. He got his prints, casts, which coined the name Bigfoot. But more importantly, the Sasquatch were behaving very territorial. They were leaving thousands of prints in the open, up and down the road, around the equipment. There was some vandalism going on. The Sasquatch were knocking over stuff. At one point, one of them picked up a 300-pound barrel of diesel fuel that was for the grader and threw it. There's that night. And another point, while the men were having lunch, something very large with 20-inch prints, I think, might have been 22, I'll just say 20, somewhere in there, in daylight at lunch, walked over to a flatbed trailer full of heavy culverts for the drainage system and tipped it over. Trailer, culverts, all stacked and all. And there's still a couple, at least one culvert that MK Davis found on one of his trips there that went crashing down through the woods, and they couldn't get it out and they just left it. So aggressive Sasquatch behavior, kind of a territorial dispute between the construction crew, which they had trouble keeping them on the job. I guess Sasquatch probably were hitting them with infrasound, which is a projection of sound that you can't hear with our hearing ability. You can think they can record that, or other animals can hear that. So then I think at some point the men were being scared off, and they started shooting into the tree line in the direction of where they were fearing they were being watched, which might explain Patty's injury or hernia on the right thigh of her leg there, and you see it bulge in the walk. But that's pretty cool. And but this video, now getting back on track here, is something I noticed in a film, and I don't know where the actual clip. You know how there's so many copies of the clip, and this might be from Green's copy, but there's one part, and there's something I noticed at the very beginning of Roger's film, and I'm going to show you that now. So enjoy. Right, so here's the Hindon shot. I think took this a couple years later. I'll just say 1970. And it's a good thing because it all got overgrown. And with this great shot, we can map out what happened. There's Roger and Bob. There's the down tree system in and around the creek. And there's Patty on the other side. All N Network. Thanks to them for doing this little animation. So Roger falls, gets off, chases Patty across the creek, and she goes up and around the outer perimeter, I guess northeast, and he chases her around that scrub. Here's the animation. Right, so Roger and Bob ride up. The horses see the Sasquatch, get spooked. Roger gets thrown, grabs his camera, and chases after her 5 times, and we get the 5 clips of Patty walking away. That's pretty awesome. So here's just a still, and that was pretty fast, so I'm going to run it again. This happened on around 3 p.m. October 20th, 1967. Right, so the horses cover and mask the scent and sound of the people. Roger gets tossed from his horse when the horses got spooked. They chase after Patty. She runs around that debris area, and he shouts for Bob to come cover him. Pretty awesome. Right, so if you slow that clip down, or any of the other clips that's a full length, I'm not sure if that's the one. I only have one now with my new laptop, so I use that one. There's a Sasquatch right there. So I don't know if that's Patty or if that's a whole new Sasquatch caught in the open. You can see its legs, its knees, and it's going left. And lots of people said in the past, I've seen the Sasquatch going left. And I don't know if that's a female. I'm not seeing any junk. There's a lightened picture and a hence picture. You can see the legs, bit of an arm there, but the top part is faded out. They got hollow hair, so on certain light you lose them. And again, this is a still from when Roger tripped or something and panned left as he's running after Patty, who was on the right side of the log jam, and I circled it there. So is this frame 1 because there's a Sasquatch, or is that a whole new Sasquatch? And that's actually a better picture there over at the back. And there's something metal, looks metal on the bottom right there, blue box, which could be in a culvert, could be something else, adds some mystery. But anyway, that's not where she's supposed to be for frame 1. Okay, so one of the cool important things about the Patterson Gimlin footage is that Patty left this fresh trackway, 32 or 36 inch strides. The prints were 2 inches deep in the hard packed gravel sand. They couldn't duplicate the print depth even when they jumped off a horse. I think that's a still from MK Davis's work on the footage. And they could match up each stride with each print and each casting that Roger, Bob Tykmus, and others took. Right, so pretty cool. Either another Sasquatch, which I think it is, or the first frame of Patty, which it's in the wrong location, so I'm going to say it's another Sasquatch. Um, Important 50th anniversary. I'm not sure how many other people have seen it. I see it. There's other Sasquatch in Roger's footage doing a little fade out trick, but sometimes in between, if you can freeze frame it at the right point, you can see them. Also, a couple weeks ago, I had an encounter where I got audio of one breathing. I think it was trying to scare me away, but after I loaded it up or when I got home, my camera didn't work. So I'm gonna post a link below. PayPal me, Blayne Tyler. If you want to help me out, that'd be great. I'm trying to collect enough money to get a 4K camera so I can get more footage in the field. Anyway, so now I got a little treat. This is a copy of a copy of a copy, old BBC footage, I think from John Green. And in the very end is footage of Roger Patterson casting some of Patty's trackway. So kind of rare. All those little clips have disappeared off the internet. So enjoy and thanks for watching. Right, so I'm going to post a link to PayPal me, Blayne Tyler, if you want to help out my research. I'm trying to save up for a 4K camera. If you may or may not know, I don't run ads, I don't sell t-shirts or mugs or expeditions. It's just all independent stuff. And thanks a lot, Roger Patterson, for this great footage.